Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Casual Flagger here, back for episode number 6 of our Madden 22 Chicago Bears franchise. This is the last time I'm probably going to say the episode number, because eventually it'll just get to the point where it's a ridiculous, amount of weeks, or a ridiculous amount of episodes. It's been a few days since I recorded. I recorded a bunch of episodes in bulk, and at this point, I think y'all should have seen the first 2 as I'm recording this. And there will probably be another one up tomorrow, assuming I remember to upload it, because I've got like 5 recorded that aren't. Well, I have 3 left that are recorded that aren't up, not counting this one. But yeah, so I don't remember really what went on in the last episode. It appears we kind of whooped up on the Lions. Let's go. Let's go take a little looky-loo at how that game played out. Okay, so player stats for the Bears: Justin Fields, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns. Oh, is this not going to show me his completions? Oh, 15 of 16. Okay. Yeah, Justin Fields had a really good game. David Montgomery, 16 carries, 123 yards. Darnell Mooney, 3 catches, 101 yards and a touchdown. 3 for 76 and a touchdown for Allen Robinson. 3 for 51 and a touchdown for Cole Kmet. 3 for 57 and a touchdown for Marquise Goodwin. So the touchdowns were pretty spread out there. Blocking, Tevin Jenkins gave up 2 more sacks. As soon as we go through this, I'm going to discuss something about Tevin Jenkins. Danny Trevathan had 10 tackles for loss, 2 for Azeez Ojulari. He was the guy we traded for from the Giants last episode. And then Danny Trevathan, Akeem Hicks, and Bilal Nichols all had a tackle for loss. Ojulari had 2 sacks. Akeem Hicks had 1, and interceptions was 1 for Eddie Jackson. Okay, so few items of note. I've decided that I am not going to trade away Khalil Mack because I don't think I'm going to get the kind of package that I want for him. So we are not going to trade him away mid-season. I think we can keep him from retiring. We just have to make sure that we win plenty of games. If he ends up retiring on us, it happens. I do think, however, I'm going to try and trade him in the offseason. Just from a monetary standpoint and a point of we need to try and get younger. Because, we're a team that can win now, but, this is our window this year, specifically. Okay, so we can negotiate with Bilal Nichols next week. Well, we will do that. Second item of note. We need to make sure... Okay, let's go into our adjust lineup. I want Ojulari to be the second edge rusher opposite, or on the other side of... I'm going to start him over Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn I'll probably try and trade here pretty soon. He's old, and yeah. And he's got a big contract specialist. Ojulari doesn't have a high overall, but he got it done last week. Going against either Taylor Decker or Penei Sewell. Either way, that's a pretty good... It's a pretty good little accomplishment. Okay, the other thing I needed to do on that screen. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I recorded Madden. Okay, so Tevin Jenkins. Y'all have seen what his ratings are. His pass blocking is a 65 overall, which gives him a pass blocking rating, or a pass protector rating of a 56. That is ridiculous, and I am never going to be able to fix that, even with star development, which is what he has. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and organically increase his pass block ability. And yes, I know I am messing with people's stats, and I could just do this to anybody. But I think Madden kind of screwed him over anyway because he was a left tackle in college. So he should have been better at protecting the pass anyway. He has 79 jumping. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so I think we are going to take this pass blocking up to a... He's still just a 7 or a 57 pass protector, even at 75 pass blocking. And then pass block finesse, we will jump up to a 70. That looks good right there. It didn't mess with his overall too much, I don't think. His pass protector is at a 61 now. We can work with that. But his play rec is... Shouldn't play rec be higher on offensive linemen? I guess not. That's a defensive skill. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do with Tevin Jenkins. And see, his overall went up like maybe 1 point, so I don't really feel bad. Oh yeah, Netane Muti is hurt. Didn't I trade for... Maybe I didn't trade for Ben Barch. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so there's that bit of housekeeping. Did I have anything else? Let me think. Offense, defense. Oh, I was going to go to the player scouting. And I'm going to look and see, because you can still edit players at this point in the process. Okay, so download from Madden Share. Okay, so I think I'm going to... This is the top... This has been downloaded 42,000 times. I think we're going to download this draft class. This is going to be a realistic class for 2022. And we will go off of it for now, assuming that it's going to actually work. Sometimes this doesn't work with Madden. And I have to download it from the first screen. If I don't like this draft, I will wait until another YouTuber that I watch... Okay, well, this didn't load. We'll worry about scouting later anyway, because if we know the players, we know the players. So, after this episode, I'll go in and I'll download that file, and we'll look at it then. If I don't like that draft class, or I may wait till the YouTuber that I watch drops his, because I know I'll like his, and I know his will be good and thorough and well done. But anyway, this has been a very long start to the episode with no gameplay. We're already 8 minutes in, so let's look at this. Who's our breakout player? I'm guessing it's Darnell Mooney. Yes, it would appear so. Get Darnell Mooney 3+ touchdowns or 150 yards rushing or receiving, and we are playing the Raiders. That's very possible. However, we are going to adjust our lineup so that he gets better routes. Because I don't ever throw to my number 2 receiver. It's a miracle that he got what he did in the last episode. So we're just going to move him to the number 1, move Allen Robinson over to the other side, and then keep everybody else where they are. We are still looking at wide receiver in the draft because we don't have any depth behind those two. And we'll go to the weekly strategy. Yeah, defend the medium pass is fine. I wish it wouldn't change this. We'll just keep it at throw it short, because I have a feeling we're going to run a lot of slants to try and get to try and choose. No, my apologies. We'll probably throw a lot of slants to try and cheese that for Darnell Mooney because having two superstar dev wide receivers would be great. Oh, and Jeff Gladney gets an overall upgrade. Let's put a point into his slot, and that put him up 2 overall points. You really love to see that. Still up. I'm still angry that he didn't get a dev trait scenario for that game against uh, Cleveland, but it is what it is. Put a point to improviser. He 76 overall, +1 short, +1 Tor, +1 Tup. So we're still about halfway from getting his dev trait shown. It's a star. The rookies that we have that have hidden devs, their dev traits are star. Right now, that's it. That would be 3 people: Fields, Tevin Jenkins, and Ojulare. Yeah, I think we'll play this game. After the game, we will try and find a trade partner for Robert Quinn. I don't know why anyone would want him. He's making a ton of money. You'd have to just like desperately need some pass rush help. Ugh. First pass is an incompletion by Derek Carr. Those are our injuries. Oh, James Daniels is not playing today. He must have got hurt in practice. So our offensive line is going to be very beat up, which does scare me a little bit against the Raiders. They've got some talent up there. There's Khalil Mack making a big play. Guess he's motivated now that we've told him he's not going to get traded. But yeah, they've got some talent on the defensive front. Max Crosby, Cleveland Farrell. I have somebody else, an older guy, I think, a defensive tackle. Solomon Thomas is there too. Sheldon Richardson, maybe? That might be who's there. But either way, we force him to a punt, and I foolishly do not take a fair catch there. We are playing in this. Are we playing at home or are we on the road? We are on the road in the new Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders have been a bit of a surprise team this year. This is the Friday of week 3 so far, so they're still undefeated. Derek Carr's looking like an early MVP candidate. Don't know how long it'll last, because Derek Carr's done that to us before, but. And as we've learned in the last episode, when you're running that play and you have to read off the corner, just hand it off. You can't see the corner at any point to do that. So I forgot what we had to do this game. We've got to get yards for our boy Money with 2 O's Mooney. There's catch number 1. That's 11 yards, I think. 10 yards. Okay, easy money. Or should I say, easy Mooney? This is comedy. Oh, turn up field. He didn't have quite enough speed. Big catch and run there by Darnell Mooney. As we are going to be down on the 8. And we'll run a little slants here, see if we can get him open. See, interior offensive line. There's Solomon Thomas, former number 3 overall pick of the San Francisco 49ers. He was the guy that the 49ers took after the Bears vaulted them to take Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky, of course, went on to be one of the. I don't even want to say he's a bust. Like, there have been a lot worse quarterbacks taken in like better spots than him. Trubisky went to a Pro Bowl, and also a fun Trubisky stat. He is the only quarterback in NFL history to play more than 50 games and never throw a pick six. That's mean he hasn't thrown interceptions, but he's never thrown a pick six. I don't really know. I guess that is a good stat to a certain extent, because if you think about it, that means he's not throwing interceptions out in the flat. They can be run back easily. He's not throwing them, you know, in wide open areas where the guy can just go and run. So they're probably real close to being catches. Maybe it's just that he needs a little work on his accuracy. I think if someone really wanted to, and there was a better quarterback coach somewhere, they could probably put some work in on Mitch Trubisky and make him a solid NFL starter. Oh, and Jalen Johnson with the pick. Let's go. Derek Carr. They shouldn't even challenge us. They know what we're capable of. They've seen it. We already did it to Baker Mayfield. You were no different, Derek Carr. Oh, and I underthrew it. I wasn't expecting him to be there. They have the ball in the 1. That's Trayvon Merrick, the rookie safety out of TCU, one of the biggest steals in the draft. Fell to the second round. Honestly, the Raiders would have been better suited taking their first and second round picks in opposite end, like swapped rounds. Merrick made more sense for their pick in the first round, and Leatherwood made more sense for their pick in the second. But that's neither here nor there. They got both players, and honestly, the only thing that changes is how much you're paying them, and you get the fifth year option on the first year guy, and you can make an argument that you'd rather have that offensive lineman on the 5th year than the safety. Safeties usually tend to not make as much money unless he just turns into an absolute ball hawk. Akeem Hicks gets the sack. Let's go. 4-yard loss there. Hicks with his second sack of the season. Kind of need to dial up the pressure here from our guys. The turnovers have gone up, but we don't get a ton of sacks. Little completion there to, I don't know who that was. We did have the pressure there. Oh, that was Kenyon Drake, I think. Yep. All right, we're just rushing 4 here on 3rd and 11. Got to be careful in this situation because Danny Trevathan is covering Darren Waller. And Khalil Mack gets there. First sack of the game. 4th and 20 on the 1. Maybe a little bit of a revenge sack for Mack. As, of course, he did play for the Raiders to start off his career. They were the team that drafted him. One of the best picks the Raiders have ever made. He was a 2-time all-defensive player. Got it at 2 positions one year, which is nuts. Oh, my God. That's not where I wanted that to go. You've got to be kidding me. You led him way too much. This is what's going to happen with us trying to get Mooney the development trait. Honestly, I would rather have the development trait, I think, than the win. Second and 9 now. Raiders at midfield. Just across midfield, I guess. You're going to say, please wrap him up quickly. Darren Waller is a freak of nature. I do not look forward to when my Cowboys have to play the Raiders on Thanksgiving because Darren Waller is liable to go for like 300 yards. They got killed by Gronk in week 2. Jared Cook kind of... they got cooked by Gronk in week 1. Jared Cook kind of tore him up a little bit. Darren Waller is about 5 times better than both of those guys right now. Nothing against Gronk. He's still a solid tight end. Nothing against Jared Cook. He still somehow is a solid tight end. Michael Ojemudia with the pick. He didn't have enough speed. He's going to get brought down from behind by Kenyon Drake, but at this point we're just trading interceptions. And that's no good. We need to get the touchdowns. Get in the end zone. Specifically get in the end zone with Mooney. I don't know which is more likely for us to get first. Oh! I don't know if we would have ever come down with that or not. You like to think we would, but you never know. Is this a... okay, let's get out of this. I don't like the run pass option. Not for what I'm trying to do anyway. He's wide open. There we go. Pick up the first. Okay, let's try to run this play again. This is the play we threw the interception on. Oh, and he dropped it. We're going to switch to a vertical because I think he can beat this guy over the top. It's playing off of him a little bit. Well, I can't just ignore that. Marquise Goodwin, wide open for the touchdown. The corner that was on, it was kind of odd. The corner that was on Goodwin dropped down to cover Mooney, and so it was just the safety left. And the safety was playing over the middle because I think they only had one high safety. But either way, 14-0 lead here. Get a touchdown. We've got the whole game to get Mooney what he needs. He only needs 2 more touchdowns and some yardage. I don't know how much. Less than 100 yards, I'm pretty sure. Because I know that one play was like 40 yards at least. We'll check at halftime, see what he needs. Oh, that's problematic. He's just so big and so fast. If he gets out into open space, we're in trouble. And that's what happened there. He got out into open space. The first down for the Raiders. Big play here. Ball on the 30. They hand it off to Josh Jacobs, and Trevathan and Settle are there to finish it off. Empty backfield. Oh, Waller. It's just rude. I really would much rather have Roquan Smith on him. I'm not saying he can cover him, but he's going to be a whole lot more likely to do it than 33-year-old Danny Trevathan is. They're sending a nickel blitz. I don't know about that, but we almost got there with the pressure, but he gets it away into Henry Ruggs for the touchdown. The only thing that we might have going for us with Waller is the type of passes they're completing are not probably going to lend itself to him getting his X factor because I think he has to get like 20-yard gains. And they're kind of just nickel and diming us for 10 to 15-yard gains at a time, which in the grand scheme of things hurts you a lot, especially early in the game. Oh, early in the game, you just got to get 10 yards 10 times or less, depending on where the ball is. Problem solved. You're in the end zone all of a sudden. 14-7 lead here. Still trying to get Mooney his depth trait. Not a great ball by Fields. But Mooney went and got it. Okay, Fields hasn't even thrown for 150 yards, so we know he's not. We know we still got a little ways to go. He's getting open on that slant, and I don't mind running it here. I didn't have anyone open, and I was just locked onto Mooney there on the slant. Hot routes, Mooney, run a streak. Go up for it. Oh, he didn't make the catch. See, that's the difference between a star and a superstar, Mooney. Okay, he doesn't have a safety over the top again. Go, 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 go. Oh, he caught it. Touchdown. Somersault into the end zone. Darnell Mooney. .61 yards through the air for Justin Fields. 62 yards through the air. Great job there. And we take a 21-7 lead. Okay, I said I was going to check at halftime, but we're actually going to check now because that was a lot of yards. Yeah, he's got nearly 200 yards. I want to open the rushing game back up. Okay, 6 catches, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he's got it. We may try to get him a touchdown later in the game just in case. Oh, and Madden sometimes can be goofy with dev traits. If we have a situation where we know we got it with someone and then we come out of the game and it's not there, then and the scenario didn't actually trigger, then we will go in organically and change it. I'm not just gonna do that if I feel, if I think, oh, this person needs to be a star, or, like with Gladney, he didn't get his dev trait scenario. Or, I don't know. I may put a system in place where if a guy has a couple of really good games in a row, like, okay, say Gladney had 2 picks in the one game, and then if in the next game he would have gotten a pick and a tackle for loss or something, then I may have said, okay, if in the next game he meets such and such criteria, I'll bump him up to a star. But then I say, okay, we've got to wait a bit before we go up to the next one. And Roquan Smith is on Hunter Renfrow. That's not a good matchup. Let's get 3 corners in there. Oh. And Renfrow just made Jalen Johnson look silly. No, that's Willie Snead. Willie Snead is making Jalen Johnson look silly? What the heck? Jalen Johnson, Willie Snead is not a bad receiver. Just makes you sad. Well, we sacked Carr twice here. We've gotten 2 picks. Giving up a touchdown. Not a terrible defensive performance, all in all. Forcing an incompletion there. That's one you love to see. This is a weak offensive line, though, that we should be taking advantage of. Mack should just be having a field day with Leatherwood. I don't know why he's not. He's really kind of... Oh, that was a nice job by Smith. See, that's why Smith needs to be on Waller, not Trevathan. And he missed the field goal. What the heck? It was kind of long. Daniel Carlson's a good kicker, though. Okay, we've got to go 58 yards in a minute and a half. Can we do it? Find out this time on Dragon Ball Z. Komet's open. Get him over the middle of the field. Let's go. On the 35. I think we're in field goal range for Cairo Santos. I don't really know for sure. We could take a timeout there. Run the flanker drive. Honestly, like I know we're not super deep at receiver, but Marquise Goodwin hasn't been terrible for us. Okay, good. Robinson gets out of bounds. He kind of got stuck there in the pile. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to run for this. The Ravens playbook is starting to grow on me. Oh, he underthrew it. And it gets picked off for the third time today. And they have 42 seconds left. They definitely have time to score. And they've decided to go for a screen pass on first down. Interesting. I know Ruggs is fast, but that is not the route that I would run with him. Send him down the field. I don't have anyone on my defense fast enough to cover him. When I and when I say down the field, I mean on a vertical. I'll keep using auto flip. Just dial up a zone here. Oh no, this is about like the Raiders. They get all these fast receivers and then they don't know how to use them. At least, of course, Darren Waller is about the perfect tight end for them. He's faster than about every other tight end in the league. But at least with Ruggs, them taking him as the first receiver wasn't such a, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, he legitimately was the third best receiver in that class at the time of the draft. And it was basically 1A, 1. Honestly, he was receiver 2 because it was 1A, 1B for most people between Judy and Lamb. And then Ruggs was next after that. And if you think, okay, I'd rather have the speedster, then go out and get Ruggs. I mean, Judy and Lamb are both. Well, Judy's like a technician with his routes. Lamb is he's a pretty good route runner, but he's more of a get it in open space and make people miss kind of player. And we're just gonna take a knee here. I'm not. Or okay, maybe we're not. I guess we're gonna run the ball. Got 2 seconds left. I'd rather just take the knee, honestly. Either way, 21-10 lead heading into halftime. We do have Darnell Mooney does have his dev trait. We're gonna set our offensive focus to running inside and defending the short pass because they're throwing it under 10 yards. Cool. Yeah, so once we get a realistic draft class in there, we will I think what we go after is still going to basically be the same. I wanted to hand that off, but okay. I'm really tired of having this play where I read the corner. Wait, okay, I can't actually see him. Oh, he's so fast. I didn't think I was going to beat that guy. But I think our team needs and what we need to focus on in the draft are still basically going to be the same. We got to get a pass rusher. Uh, offensive line help. Yeah, okay, good. That went out of bounds. I didn't really like that when I threw it. What else? Receiver depth. Strong safety. Middle linebacker depth. We don't need a cornerback. We don't need running back. Certain offensive line positions we don't need. I think we're set at. Oh, you blocked the wrong guy. Oh. And Abram just comes up and levels Fields. We should be set at quarterback, and we should be set at tight end. Running back, I feel okay with Montgomery. Hopefully he gets a superstar development sooner rather than later. There's a nice run for the aforementioned Montgomery. He's now got 44 yards on the day. Nope, that is not what I meant to click. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I was going to throw it to Marquise Goodwin on the bubble screen, but I pressed B instead of A because I'm a scrub. Okay, on the option again. And there's a flag, probably for holding. Yep. And so that's going to back us up to the 29-yard line. Let's do this, I guess. Oh my gosh. And that knocked us out of field goal range because honestly, I don't feel bad about the change I made to Tevin Jenkins. The time to sack on that was 3.4 seconds. I know we rolled that way, but God. As Cairo Santos is going to knock in the 54-yarder. So 24-10 lead here for us. I really don't know if I had anything open or not. I was going to roll out just to give myself an opportunity to run. So I figured that was going to be my better option anyway. Madden really needs to change how scrambling quarterbacks work. They put an ability in the game called Escape Artist that makes running quarterbacks react faster back in the pocket. The problem is you have to have an 85 overall scrambler rating to use it, and it's a tier 3 skill, which means that you have to be a superstar X Factor to have it. So the only two quarterbacks I'm pretty sure that have it are Kyler Murray. Actually, Kyler Murray doesn't even have it because he's not a... Well, if it's a tier 3 ability, he doesn't have it because he's not an X Factor. If it's a tier 3 ability, then the only one that has it is Lamar. And maybe Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson probably has it too. So it would be like Lamar, Russell Wilson, and I guess potentially Mahomes. But they're going to pick up the first here. Ball's on the 40. They're definitely not out of this game. It's a 2-touchdown game here. Whole quarter and a half basically to go. Oh, especially not if they're going to break off big runs. Oh, and Jacobs is still going. Okay. So that bumped up his rushing yards for the day. And our defense tends to do this. We'll be real good against the run, and then all of a sudden we give up a big one. Come on, Mack. Okay, now you're working against Colton Miller. This is your old team. Come on, don't you want to come up and just like make them feel bad? Just make them feel bad for trading you. I realize I probably sound ridiculously congested in like every video I've recorded for the last like 2 weeks. That's because I am. I've had like really bad allergies here lately. I don't know why, other than that I cut grass for a living, and the grass has been very dry because it hasn't rained. But other than that, my allergies have never been this bad before. It's like I wake up every morning and I'm just full of mucus, which I know is an attractive picture to paint, but I'm not trying to get a date with any of you. Sorry. Or at least I don't think I'm trying to get a date with any of you. You never know. I don't know who all of you are. But while I'm sitting here waffling, the Raiders scored a touchdown, and it's now a 24-17 lead. And like I said, they are most definitely not out of it. Khalil Mack is not having the impact in this game that I really needed him to. And honestly, I may be taking back that whole I'm not going to trade him thing. We don't need to. Why are there so many passes in here? One of the most run-heavy teams in the NFL, and they just keep giving me pass plays. Thank you. Ugh. Guess we're running this. Go get the block. Or dot. Okay. Abram is just gearing up to absolutely level Justin Fields. Kind of gave him a bit of a hit out of bounds earlier. Gave him a little shove there. Montgomery rolls forward for a few yards. Montgomery is efficient, which I appreciate. He's got like 50 yards on 9 carries. That's pretty good. I didn't even read who the read guy was there. But see, the other thing, not having superstar abilities, my juke moves are garbage. I can't do anything other than what you just saw and hope it works. Whereas if you have somebody that has like first one free or something, oh, okay. There's no point in reading the play if the guy from the opposite side comes around and tackles me. Let's throw a pass. Get them out of their rhythm. Or run it again. I'm going to end up getting Fields hurt. Okay, we've got Komet here on the drag route. That should be enough to pick up the first. And then we've got Mooney running the in route. We connect with Komet. I wonder what the flag was for. Oh, that was a face mask? It was? I want to go look at this because that did not look like a face mask. Okay. So, if you got the ball here, we'll watch from this angle. Um, okay. Whatever you say, Madden. That They don't look like no face mask I ever seen. I mean, he had his helmet in. He had his helmet in Komet's chest, so I I don't want to try and figure it out. Throw it, get rid of it. Solomon Thomas has 2 sacks. Oh, come on. Tevin Jenkins is still bad. And Max Crosby is apparently fast enough to catch Justin Fields, but not fast enough to outrun Tevin Jenkins. Whatever. So we fumble away the ball there, and they get the ball on the 38 with a very good opportunity to tie it up here. Khalil Mack does not like me talking shit about him. He's not trying to get traded nowhere else. Well, guy, if you don't start playing better, you're getting traded. Now you have your X Factor, so do something. Oh, he gets cut. But it opens up the door for Azeez Ojulari for his 3rd sack. All right, you know what? I'll take that too. Come on, you guys. Just keep getting pressure. Azeez, I spent good draft capital on you. I think. I don't even remember what I traded. I was going to say, do not let him run through tackles like that. But why, though? There's 2.5 minutes left. And you don't hit the field goal. That is one of the worst decisions I think I have ever seen. I mean, I get that I can't run this game because there's not holes, but it keeps telling me to run to the freaking outside, and I don't want to run to the outside. You should have at least tried for the first, and then if you didn't get it, then you're in this situation, basically. And now they've missed the extra point, so they look really stupid. So we complete that pass. So now we're down to the 20. They take their first timeout. Any points we get on this drive, I think, basically seals it. There's just not much there for Montgomery. I'm done with the read option. Just give me normal plays. Right at a first for Montgomery. I don't think he picked it up, but he was close. 3rd and 1, yeah. Let's get a little change of pace. We'll put Tariq Cohen in there. Give him a chance to do something. Not something a lot, but it's something, I guess. Picked up the first. So that's all you can ask of him. I'm not taking a knee on the 10. It is against my principles. I think that's more disrespectful. I think it's more disrespectful to get down to the 10 and take a knee than to just put it in and score. Like, I can promise you, if I was this happens in college. I've seen LSU do it. I think it was Les Miles. I could be up 54-0 on somebody, get down to like the 10-yard line, or pick off a pass down there. I just hand the ball off. If I get into the end zone, I get into the end zone. But I'm not taking a knee. That's rude. That's basically saying, here, we feel so bad for you. We're going to just spot you 3 points. We're not going to be able to let the clock run completely out, so we are going to have to kick this field goal. So it'll make it a 27-17 victory. I'm going to go ahead and kick it now. It doesn't really matter. Who knows? Maybe we get another sack or an interception or something. Because other than for Khalil Mack, stats for everybody make a difference to me. Well, I don't really care about Hakeem Hicks' stats or Tayshaun Gibson's or Trevathan's. Anybody that's not going to be back after this year. But all in all, I would call it a successful game. We got Darnell Mooney, his dev trait. We bullied Khalil Mack into getting us pissed. See, that's the other scary thing about Darren Waller is that was nearly a catch. And if he broke out of the pile, he would have been able to get into the end zone. Now, it wouldn't have mattered because they can't win, as they can't get 10 points. See, look, that was Ruggs back there. He had plenty of speed to get there, and honestly, I would have. I don't know. Anyway, let's go look at stats. So, Justin Fields, 14 of 22, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. 3 picks coming mostly because I was trying to force feed the ball to Darnell Mooney. 16 carries, 64 yards for David Montgomery. Fields had 53 yards, and he did fumble once. So that's a problem. Mooney, 7 for 187 and 2 touchdowns, 3 for 54 for Komet, 2 for 29 and a touchdown for Marquise Goodwin, 1 for 8 for Robinson, 1 for 8 for Damiere Byrd. And Tevin Jenkins once again gave up 3 more sacks. I don't know. We may need to replace him too. Khalil Mack, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss for Ojulari, and 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss for Akeem Hicks, as well as a tackle for loss for Jalen Smith and a pick for Jalen Johnson, not Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith plays for the Cowboys. I've been a little all over this episode. I just wanted to. I felt like playing with the Bears. I'm playing a franchise with the Broncos right now. Just on my own. But I've been thinking about uploading some Borderlands stuff onto the channel because it'll be now that I've got OBS. I figured out OBS and I have it going and have it hooked up to my Xbox. It'll be a lot easier to record Borderlands. So I'm thinking about doing doing some series on that, but that'll come later. So let's get through with this. So yeah, Darnell Mooney now is the superstar development trait. Yay! So we need to go make sure that he has a good ability. Mid out elite. There's not really a whole lot that you can get right now that we're gonna go with route technician. And we'll fix that. But that is a very nice thing. We have a new dynamic duo at wide receiver. Hopefully Justin Fields gets up to a superstar soon, and David Montgomery will be in really good shape. We got some young defenders who are just itching to develop. But let's get to the next week. That was a success. We love to see that. I would like Khalil Mack to just come up and tell me that he's not retiring. Oh, and someone is gonna probably what's his face? Allen Robinson is gonna say that. Oh, I don't feel like I'm playing well. Well, there's a reason you weren't playing well last game. Okay, let's give him deep threat. +1 catching, +3 deep route. You love to see those. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot. I'm sure the weekly award is, yeah, Darnell Mooney, 7 catches, 187, and 2 touchdowns. Max Crosby also got Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC with 3 sacks, 7 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. So there's that. Thanks, Tevin Jenkins. Yeah, we are going to have to go against Aaron Rodgers for the first time. We have a tough stretch of quarterbacks. We play Aaron Rodgers and then Tom Brady and then potentially Trey Lance in Week 8. But the Rodgers game, I don't anticipate being a whole lot of fun because Aaron Rodgers is obnoxious. But anyway, guys, that's going to be about it for this episode. In between episodes, we'll have a real draft class in here, and we'll use it because I'm gonna be honest. Part of the reason why I wasn't gonna trade Khalil Mack was because there is no pass rushers in this class. I know, obviously, I'm not gonna find Khalil Mack right away, but I've got to have something to step in to take some of the ease some of the pressure off of it. But yep, so that's gonna be it. If you guys enjoyed, please remember to leave a like. I'm gonna keep coming with these videos. Hopefully, I'm not good at keeping a schedule, so I don't make any promises about anything. But like I said, I do try, and I hope y'all enjoy the fruits of my labor. But I'm being weird. This is Casual Flacker saying bye bye.